From Los Angeles, California, here comes Faith the Lioness.
What's up? You already know what it is. It's your girl, Faith the Lioness here, and I'm so excited because not only is Season 3 going to be coming out so soon, by the way, stay tuned on @WowSuperheroes, I have new music coming out soon because you already know I come out to the ring with the We Flex because we're all flexing out here in my lion pride. I see you. But yeah, stay tuned for this new Lioness music. We got some matches coming up in Season 3. We don't stop. The grind doesn't stop. Never ever for nobody. Too blessed to be stressed. Say less. Let's get it.
Welcome to the Mike Grand Show, and today's special guest is from WOW Women of Wrestling, Faith the Lioness. Hey Faith, how you doing today?
Hey, I'm doing amazing. How are you?
Good, thank you for joining us today.
Of course, thank you for having me.
So everybody who watches WOW knows that you are a singer. Faith the Lioness sings. Can you tell us a little bit about your music, and have you always been musically inclined? Did you grow up listening to music? How did you get involved with it?
Yeah, so actually my dad was in a hair 80s rock band, and music is honestly kind of in my blood. So he kind of instilled that like stage presence and love for music into me. It's just, like I said, in my blood. And I also grew up as a dancer, so that was very big when it comes to like having that music. It's constantly in my head. My mom played music on her stomach when she was pregnant. She would play Madonna literally on her stomach, so I would be dancing in her stomach. I was already ready. But yeah, so as far as music, I write all my music, obviously open to any other writers, but I just love writing so much. And I rap as well, which is basically poetry. It's a lot of lyricism into that. So yeah, I've actually written and recorded 80 tracks with my label Grand Jury Entertainment, and we will be releasing my first single with them very, very soon. We'll be filming my music video for it, actually, literally in 3 days. So I'm really excited for that. And yeah, just stay tuned for the new single. It's going to be called Baby You, and it'll be streaming everywhere.
So where do you find inspiration for your music? How do you come up with your songs?
You know what? That's a really good question. If I'm feeling some type of way, like if I'm mad, I will write about it. Like I will write what I'm feeling. If I'm like simping and in my feelings and I'm sad, I will write about it. If I'm happy, I will write about it. Honestly, I feel very intensely. So with that, like it just kind of comes out into lyrics. And once I hear a beat, I just like freestyle any melody, and whatever I like, I lay that down on the recording first and then just start writing. And once a bar comes, or even a few bars, then it feels like it's nonstop. But sometimes I will get writer's block. So when that happens, a lot of writers are like, oh, what do I do? I have writer's block. Writer's block, by the way, for those of you who don't know, is just like when you're writing and your mind just goes blank. It's like, wow, I don't know what to write right now. Like, I don't know what to say. So when that happens, I just kind of lay back, take a break from it, because that's what's best, is to do nothing. Like just try to get your mind off of it, and then once that happens, it'll just come to you. That's kind of like with everything. If you're confused, just don't do anything and your intuition will tell you the right move. So that's kind of, yeah, that's where the inspiration comes from, God and my inner feelings.
What kind of genre would you classify your music as?
I would say like a urban pop, because like I said, I love to rap and sing, and categorizing it, I would say something like Nicki Minaj meets Beyonce type thing. So yeah.
Who have been your influences so far in the music industry, and what did you listen to growing up?
For sure. So I have a very broad spectrum because my dad was in a rock band. I was raised with rock as well, like AC/DC, Led Zeppelin. I love Nirvana and the punk scene. So I have that side of me. But I also, growing up as a dancer, like I said, J-Lo, Beyonce, Gwen Stefani. Pink is amazing. She's a good cross between rock and pop. And as far as rappers, Nicki Minaj definitely has always been one of my favorites. Ciara, she's not a rapper, but she's a good artist. I actually love currently right now, as far as rappers, the Baby, J. Cole is amazing, Chance the Rapper. I love music, and honestly, I've recorded stuff that feels like Adele, like that type thing, to like super ratchet. So honestly, it just depends on the mood. But yeah, I would say those are my biggest influences. And like I said, Beyonce, of course, definitely.
And you stated that you did grow up with a dance background. What kind of dance
Mhm.
did you study?
Yeah, so when I was 2 years old, my mom put me into like ballet and tap, the usual that they would put your kid in, but I wasn't paying attention while I was that age, so she put me in martial arts. And that's when I got into martial arts when I was like 4. And got my black belt and all of that, and then put me back into dance again because I was always dancing. Like I have home videos of me dancing around the house and performing for my parents and making them watch me when I was little. So yeah, I went back into ballet and tap and hip hop, of course. I even took contemporary. I took African dance at one point. I took breaking, like b-girl and b-boying. And honestly, I feel like I missed jazz. I took jazz, modern. I really wanted to keep a wide, like, the more you learn, the more you earn. So we would go from one class to another 7 hours a day. Like, literally, after school, that's where I was. So, yeah.
And now I heard that you're also a black belt.
Yes. Yes, I am. I did get that when I was 7. I got my black belt when I was 7 and have been studying ever since. But after that, I got my black belt in Taekwondo. So there's different, Muay Thai, Jiu-Jitsu. Obviously, there's different styles, which I actually would love to get more into, but I got into wrestling, and that has been my, my love. But yeah, as far as being a black belt, my mom put me in Taekwondo to learn discipline and confidence. I think it's a great thing to put kids in because it really instills all those factors into you, because they teach you when it's worth it, when it's not worth it. Like, they don't teach you to go around fighting people, you know what I mean? Like, it's really all about the respect aspect. And like Bruce Lee says, move like a butterfly, sting like a bee. It's just like that type of thing. And martial arts and boxing and kickboxing have always been something that I will always love. So yeah.
Now, did you grow up watching wrestling? How did you get involved with wrestling?
Yeah, so I did grow up watching wrestling though, but honestly, I never really thought I would be a wrestler, which I think is really funny, because I graduated high school in 2017. And at that point, I already knew. I've always been in the entertainment industry. So I knew, I was like, I'm going to make this work. I told my parents, and they were very supportive. They are very supportive, and I'm grateful for that. But, yeah, I was like, what am I going to do? During literally the week of graduation, I was like, okay, need to make something work. And I always knew I was going to continue my music. I thought of training to go into like amateur fights, like for UFC and like underground stuff. But like, I love acting and music. And I'm like, I can't fully mess my face up because that's you already know the deal with that. But, so wrestling, actually, the casting call came up for Wild Woman of Wrestling. And I went. And at first, it was just like a meeting with Selena Majors, who is the amazing coach. David McLean was there, and I believe a few of the wrestlers that were already on the show were there. And then there was a callback tryout, which I went to, which was in the ring. And my first bump I took and rolls, I was like, I love this. So it kind of came on from there, which was like 3 years ago. And yeah, ever since that day, I've been like, when's training? So yeah.
Were you familiar with WoW Women of Wrestling? Have you seen it before?
I actually haven't. I didn't see it before. I was more familiar with WWE, of course, and other wrestling organizations, but I didn't. But once I saw it, I was like, all women, super empowering, super athletic. Like, this is like, it fits me so well, because in the past, especially with acting, I've always been a thicker girl. And for acting with casting, they're very specific with what they want. And with WoW, they let you be you. So that's what I also really loved. It was like a blessing in disguise. I was like, wow, this just like, I knew God had a plan. Like, so, yeah.
So what has been your training like for WoW, and what has been like your daily routine to stay in shape?
Yeah, so when we do ring drills, that is really intense. Like, we'll run the ropes. I want to say, so we'll count to 10 and we'll do a bunch of rounds of this, but one would be 1, 2, so like back and forth equals 1. So we'll do that, and then we do these drills where we slide into the ring. We'll, give them a forearm, throw them out, and you have to throw yourself out of the ring. And like constantly, we'll do that over and over again. We'll do this sequence of rolls that are like, it'll make you dizzy. And I personally I've never drank before, but if I were to feel what it felt like after doing these rolls, I would assume this is what it feels like, because you get super dizzy. But after a while, you get used to it, and you know how to balance yourself, because that's important in wrestling. So yeah, just a bunch of drills like that, and we'll run around the ring a bunch of times, and just wrestling each other as a workout, like just freestyle wrestling. That's probably my favorite thing to do, like just chain wrestle. And currently we are not in training and won't be probably for a while, but until we get ready to film the next season. So right now I love to go on runs. I love nature, so I love hiking. I'll do that. I do have some home workouts that I'm currently doing. The gym I go to is the UFC gym out by my house, so I train actually with my coach Malik with pads and kickboxing and everything. So that never leaves my workout routine. So yeah, and I love squatting and weightlifting, and I kind of like to do a little bit of everything to keep it well-rounded. So yeah, and eating healthy is really important too. It's whatever you put in your body is what you become. So eating good food that feed your soul is good. So yes.
How did your character of Faith the Lioness get developed?
Yeah, so it's funny because originally they had wanted me to be Callie Ray, which was like the surfer girl, California girl, but then they got to know me more, and they were like, "You are not like that at all." And I was like, "Yeah, you're right. What about what about this?" So I came up with Faith the Lioness because I'm a Leo. So the zodiac sign is a lion, and I've always felt like the lion is my spirit animal. And I just think having the heart of the lion, like there's a bunch of sayings that I felt would make sense, and that kids would like it and adults would like it. I just felt like it was really, it would just make sense, and for me too. And so, yeah, I came up with that, and they loved the idea, and we just kind of went from there.
What has been your favorite match in WoW so far?
Ooh, that's actually a really hard one. I have a few. I would say my first choice would be the one against Tessa Blanchard, because it was a main event and it was my first main event match, and it just went so well. It was the first time I did a suicide dive out of the ring, and I'd never done it before either. I was just like, all right, I'm gonna do this. And she was down there, and I went, and it was just like an unexplainable feeling that, like, I was just, after the match, I actually, with her finisher, the hammerlock DDT, I really spiked myself into the mat. Like, I had a mini concussion. And like, it was, but like, I was fine. And everyone was like, oh my gosh, are you okay? I was like, I am great, because it went so well, though. It was just such an amazing feeling, and the crowd was like going crazy. And Tessa's an amazing wrestler, and just being able to wrestle her was just a great experience. So, yeah.
Do you have a favorite move to do on your opponents?
Oh, yes. I have a few, actually. My first favorite, which is also at least part of my finisher, which is my tornado kick, which comes from my Taekwondo background. But it's like that spinning jump kick to the head. That's one of my favorites. And another one I love to do is leg drops and elbow drops, because just having your opponent laying there and you jump up and just give it to them, like, that's like, I love doing that. So that and kicks are probably my favorite things to do.
And now also currently you're one of Lana's personal assistants. And Lana has went through many personal assistants over the years.
Right.
So I want to know what it's like to work for Lana Star, and why do you think you're going to stay as Lana's personal assistant, knowing her past history of personal assistants?
Rather than it being more of a personal assistant, she's actually more of my manager instead of personal assistant. So she would hate to hear this, but she actually works for me. Little does she know, because she's actually the one who got me that main event with Tessa. So honestly, I mean, so far it's been a really great partnership, I feel like. But when I did try to tag her in the last matches, it was a tag team match with Grits and Glam, which is also Jesse Jones and Amber O'Neal. She would not tag in. So that was came to my surprise. So I don't know. We'll see. Y'all will just have to stay tuned for season 3 to see what happens, because I know she has a past with, having these partnerships and assistants, and, I'm the type of person who likes to be optimistic and look at the bright side of things. So I mean, I trust her judgment because she's been in the industry so long, and I feel she knows what she's talking about. But then again, I don't know the future. I don't know what could happen. I just have to keep an open mind, and so will you guys. So yeah, we'll see.
What do you think has been the most important thing that you learned from working at WoW?
Ooh, I would say one of the most important things is persistence and patience. Like, that is, like, you can get yourself so stressed out and worked up over everything, but if you just realize, like, everything's gonna work out, everything's gonna be fine. Because on show days and filming days, like, it's super chaotic. Like, we would film and wrestle, like, 2 matches a day per wrestler, some of us. We would film from, like, sometimes 6 a.m. to, like, 3 a.m. and do that for 3 days straight. So it's a very, like, amazing process. It's so fun, but at the same time stressful, and, like, it takes your focus. So really what I've learned, or the biggest thing I've learned, is just to just stay zen as much as possible, and just controlling your inner emotions and just knowing everything's going to be fine. And if something messes up out in the ring, you better cover it without nobody knowing, because I've had to do that a few times, but it worked out fine, because I just let, if you just let it happen and let, adrenaline kicks in, and it'll just take over your body and everything will work out. Just being calm, collected, and everything will be good.
Who would you like to wrestle, whether it be in WoW or in another organization that you haven't had a chance to wrestle yet?
Yeah. Ooh. So one of my favorite female wrestlers is, and always has been, she's inspired me as far as wrestling and my style and everything, Charlotte Flair. She's amazing. We're a very similar size as well. She's actually a little taller. I'm 5'8". She's 5'10", I believe. We have a very similar build, and I feel like the persona is very similar. I just feel like it would look so cool and feel amazing to wrestle her. And actually, as far as guys, I would love to wrestle. His name is Jungle Boy, and he's on AEW. I actually went to middle school with him, and he has always been such a great dude. And he's an amazing acrobatic wrestler, and I think having a match with him would be super duper cool. So.
Awesome. And what type of match that you haven't seen in WoW yet that you would like to see in WoW?
Oof. That is a good question. There's so many wrestlers in WoW too, so it's like. So there are some newcomers that are not out yet. I don't know if I can say anything about that. Let me stay away from that. Let me just say people that are in it already. But stay tuned for those new girls because they're coming in. I would love to see Jessie Jones versus, let me see. I don't think she wrestled Rena Reyes. I think that would be a really good match. Although I'm trying to recall if they did that.
What type of match would you like to see it be as? A regular singles match, or is there any type of match that hasn't been shown yet that you would like to see?
What would be cool is me and Raina as a tag team against her and Amber. That would be really cool. Because me and Raina is an amazing wrestler as well, and she's very acrobatic, and she does a lot of lucha. So mix that with, like, you know, whatever I do, which is, like, it honestly depends. I like to work people's necks, so mix that with her acrobatics, and I think that would be really, really cool. That would be awesome.
What would you say are a couple things that maybe fans don't know about you that would be interesting facts about you?
Good question. Well, as you guys know, I make music, so there's that. It's a lot of my life. Dance. Oh, I graduated with all A's and a 3.8 GPA. So Samantha Smart, I'm smart too over here. So that's a fact that not a lot of people know. Let's see. I'm learning to cook currently. I don't know how to cook everything yet, but when I do cook something, I feel like it does taste good, unless my friends are lying. But I feel like I'm a good cook. So there's a good, maybe a little fact about me. I have lived in LA my whole life. I was born in Las Vegas, though. So born in Vegas. My parents didn't want to raise me in Sin City. So, I've lived in the same house, actually, since I was, 2 years old. And, I think that's a fact some people may know, but not everybody. I love meditation. I don't know if everybody knows about this either. I meditate every single day. I have my crystals around my bed. This is an amethyst crystal. And, I love meditation. And that's what keeps me calm and collected for these filming days. So, I think that's a fact that nobody knows, I don't think. So, yeah.
Okay, and now we're going to do a little lightning round where
Cool.
I'm going to ask you a series of things, and you just tell me which one you prefer. Cool. So, would you prefer pop music or rock music?
Rock.
Big Bang Theory or Friends?
It's hard. Big Bang Theory.
Dogs or cats?
Dogs.
Mariah Carey or Drew Carey?
Mariah Carey.
Would you rather binge watch a show or watch it once a week?
Oh, binge watch a show. Yeah.
Apples or oranges?
Oranges.
On your peanut butter and jelly sandwich, would you rather have jelly or fluff?
Jelly, because I don't know what fluff is.
It's that marshmallow stuff. Have you ever seen that?
I've never had that.
You never had it? It actually tastes really good.
I'll have to try that.
Well, I'll ask you which type of jelly, because I'm picky. I like grape jelly.
Okay. I'm not picky, so any jelly, honestly. I've had pineapple peach jelly. I don't know if you've heard of that, but that's good.
Pancakes or waffles?
Pancakes.
Red carpet or red hot chili peppers?
Red hot chili peppers.
Backstreet Boys or NSYNC?
NSYNC.
And then, I don't know if I said 10 questions or not, but I'm going to throw in another one because you mentioned
Go ahead.
J-Lo earlier. So I'm going to say, I'm gonna make it a three-way question. Better dancer,
Okay.
J-Lo, Janet Jackson, or Paula Abdul, or choreographer dancer?
I like J-Lo,
Okay,
honestly. Yeah, J-Lo. Yep.
awesome. And if the fans wanted to contact you, how can they reach out to you?
So on Instagram, actually all my social media is at Real Faith Music, and then my wrestling account is at wow underscore faith the or no, I'm sorry. It's at wow underscore the lioness. Just the lioness for the account. And then Snapchat's also at Real Faith Music. YouTube, if you search Wow the Lioness, you'll find some stuff on there. And I have an email link for business inquiries in my Instagram bio, so you can contact me through there.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. I had a blast with you. Good luck with everything. And hopefully, you get some big hit singles and you come back and sing them for us.
Yes, thank you, Mike. I appreciate you.
All right. Thanks, everybody, for watching, and keep it right here for some more great interviews. Talk to everybody soon. Bye, everybody.